Welcome to this week's presentation on Chapter 11, Managing Team Performance. I am Dr. Deborah Windsor, and I will be your guide as we take a look at the information in the final chapter of our text. Teams are an increasingly important part of today's workforce. Understanding how the team dynamic fits within an organization is absolutely essential if the organization wants to effectively leverage this resource. In Chapter 11 of the Aquinas text, the major topics include the definition and importance of teams, the types of teams and implications for performance management, the purposes and challenges of team performance management, including team performance in the performance management system, and rewarding team performance. Teams are defined as two or more individuals interacting both dynamically and interdependently in order to achieve a common goal, objective, or mission. The emphasis on team performance within companies has grown and developed over the years. There are multiple reasons for this. The effective use of teams can improve productivity, and teams can also provide flexibility for organizations that have become flatter as they transition through restructuring or downsizing, which is quite common in today's workforce. Teamwork can help bridge a gap as products and services become ever more complex, and they require the collective knowledge of multiple individuals to actually fully understand. Teams are able to adapt quicker than individuals, which is essential for gaining and/or maintaining competitive advantage. There are three main types of teams: worker service teams, projects teams, and network teams. Worker service teams are typically associated with routine tasks like manufacturing and service, and tend to be individuals who are very familiar with each other and have worked together for a while, or at least work together pretty often. Project teams are likely to be a very diverse group of members selected for their specialty and picked to collaborate on specific projects. Unlike service teams, the members of these teams are not familiar with each other. The teams are temporary, and they're usually disbanded after the work is complete. Network teams are the most diverse type of teams, as they're not normally centralized within the same location, and they can be comprised of a variety of types of employees, like full or part-time employees, business partners, employees, contractors, and even customers. They use email, video conferencing, phones, and other technology to communicate, and it's possible that they'll not even meet in person. Consideration has to be given to the different types of teams when developing the team performance management system. Each type of team is unique, and so they tend to fit within specific types of performance management systems. Work teams are assessed best by peer reviews due to the shared understanding of objectives. Project teams require periodic assessments throughout the project to actively refine and improve performance. And network teams focus on developing individual competencies. Team performance has been linked to the increase of organizational productivity and overall performance. Team diversity promotes innovative developments and addresses project complexities by leveraging the talents of various individuals. Teams display flexibility in accommodating structural changes and exhibit agility among changing business environments and industries. But how do we fairly measure and reward team contributions? The objective of managing team performance is similar to managing individual performance and includes administrative, informational, developmental, organizational, maintenance, and documental elements. Does this all sound familiar? We've talked about this before. Team performance considers individual accountabilities and performances in determining team performance. Effective team performance management systems measure individual contributions and identify team and member motivational factors, and measure both individual and team performance. Failure to distinguish team and individual performance will jeopardize the overall team effectiveness. Organizations that use the team model must establish answers to the following questions. How do we assess relative individual contribution? How do we balance individual and team performance? How do we identify individual and team measures of performance? When incorporating team performance into the performance management system, organizations must follow 6 basic principles. You must first make sure that your team is actually really a team. Second, you have to make the investment to measure. You have to define measurement goals very clearly. And you have to use multi-method approaches to measurement. You have to focus on the process as well as the outcomes, and you have to measure long-term changes. The same components used in the individual performance management processes are incorporated with the 6 basic principles to develop team performance management. It's important that the teams have clarity of the mission. Compared to the individual performance management process, teams' assessment need to be more detailed and focus on the overall group outcome. From a high-level view, the process for team performance is very similar to that used for individual assessments. Team performance execution is facilitated by team members and a team supervisor. In instances of team autonomy, the team participants are accountable for group performance execution. Excuse me. Team assessments include appraisals from individual team members through self-evaluations and peer reviews, evaluations from supervisors, and evaluations from other teams. Team performance is assessed by observing member performance, individual contextual contributions, and overall team performance. Additionally, performance dimensions include effectiveness, efficiency, skill and performance development, and team satisfaction. Performance reviews are delivered by a supervisor, while autonomous team leads meet with performance review boards. Team performance reviews include group meetings to discuss team performance and individual meetings to discuss member performance. Team renewal and recontracting leverages group and individual performance evaluation data for developing future performance objectives, accountabilities, and strategies. It is essential that team-based performance rewards are incorporated into the performance management system. Organizations that value teamwork must consider both individual and team contributions in their performance management systems. This requires incorporating distinctive team and individual performance dimensions into the prerequisite, performance planning, execution, assessment, review, renewal, and recontracting phases of performance management systems. Our 2 questions for this week are as follows. Think about a time that you were part of a team. Did you enjoy it? Do you feel like your contribution to the team outcomes were fairly rewarded in comparison to the other team members? Why or why not? What do you think could have been done differently? Question number 2. From a Christian worldview perspective, how should you conduct yourself on a team? What should you do to address team members of the team that are not pulling their weight? Give examples.